What's up, everyone, and welcome to another Wizard101. I can't talk. Wizard101 video where I'm gonna be showing my Storm Wizards gear setup for you guys. I maxed out all 7 characters recently, so look forward to making the rest of those videos for the rest of my characters. But starting off with my Storm. He's probably the most questionable out of all my characters. What's his stats? What is his gear? What's his pet like? So this video is to show you guys. So let's get into his stats real fast. So starting off with my Storm, he's max, of course. He's done all the quests, done the Devour, everything. 5,676 health, 402 mana. He still has some training points left over to get some spells. He has 165 damage and 23 universal resist, which is pretty bad. Not too great, but he's Storm. He doesn't have much resist. 36 accuracy, so I can summon spells constantly without fizzing. 810 critical rating. Today's just not my day of talking right now. Which is 94% chance of critting at max level. 105 block rating. Block is really nothing. Of course, it's only 1% chance of blocking, which is crazy. There's really no gear out there to really help you get this up. That's really decent and good. So 12% armor pierce. I want to try to get more armor piercing jewels so I can get this at least 20. That's my goal, get this up to 20, get this up to 100%. Damage might go down a little bit, might go down to about 163-ish, or 164 if I do that. Healing in, 28%, healing out, 0. Of course, no stun resist. I don't have PvP gear on right now. 471 pip conversion, 96% power pips. This is the best I can really try to get it up right now for Storm, so it's just gonna stay like that for quite a while. I have 9% shadow pip as well, so that's his stats for my Storm. So going to his gear now, starting off with the hat, I have Stormy Paradox Conical, max level 130. It's you can replace this with a Dragoon hat, this new crafting gear in the Catacombs or the Drains, whatever people want to call it. The Dragoon hat will give you more critical but 1% less damage, and its stats are great as well. I do plan on getting that hat for this character, that way he can have 100% critical. Also, I plan on getting different boots as well. Robe, we still rocking the Malistaire robe. Malistaire robe is still pretty much the best robe in the game for a Storm Wizard. Still level 100 gear, still great. Gives me good resist. Everything about this robe is awesome, and you want to keep this robe. It's great. Boots, I have Stormy Paradox boots. Level 130. These boots I plan on replacing with the level 130 crafted boots, the Dragoon ones, because the Dragoon boots gives me more health, more resist, pretty much the same damage and more critical to help my character get boosted up to 100% critical again. But yeah, those new boots should raise me up in resistance, which is great for my wizard. For a wand, I have the maxed Sky Captain's Boarding Hook from the Sinbad pack. Gives me 4% pierce, 115 crit, some pip conversion, and also that 21% storm damage, which is great for Storm. Probably the best one you can get for Storm. I do have the Nimbari Justicar Scimitar as well for 130. It's same damage, but less critical and less pierce, so I'd rather go with the Sinbad wand. Also have some other wands here just because some of them aren't even maxed. And for Aetham, I'm still rocking the Dragoon's Talon of Tumult. I've been using this for quite a while now. I've got the Pierce Jewel, a Critical Jewel, which I might replace with a Pierce Jewel as well. Yeah, I've just been rocking this for a long time now. I've also have a Blade of the Shadow Palace, which has a lot of Pierce on it, and I don't know why I put that socket there for the triangle, but it gives 3% extra shadow. So this is pretty much my Pierce Aetham if I want to go with more Pierce, I guess. I haven't really used it, so but it also gives me that 1% more damage and more outgoing healing. So it's just an extra Aetham to have. It's always good to have a Blade of the Shadow Palace as well. I have 2 of them just in case. I also have a Stormy Paradox Dagger, which is pretty bad. Don't really need that. Aetham, I'm using Lady of Spire's Lure. This Aetham you can replace with the Shane Von Shane amulet. I just don't have that amulet yet from the Shane Von Shane in the second Darkmoor dungeon. I do plan on getting that for the extra Pierce and extra stats. But right now I am wearing the next better option to wear for this level, which is the Morganth amulet, which gives an extra blade and has pretty good stats still. I've also got some Rasputin amulets here for like tanking and stuff, but I don't tank on Storm. I just have it just to get it. I also have another amulet of the Spire's Lure on this character as well. For ring, I do have the Dragoon's Shocking Ring. I have crafted this ring on this wizard. Now, the crafting gear is a huge grind. It's kind of boring to grind for them all. So I'm just hoping to get all of it for my Storm character and my Fire character, and get some pieces of gear for my others as well eventually. But it's just a big grind. It's kind of boring to grind it, but it's really good. Gives me 118 critical and that 11 storm damage, which is a lot better than what my old one was. Here's the old ring I had on previously, the Hagakir's Monsoon Ring, which is the Mimic Ring. So this ring gives me more critical and 1% more damage, more health than the previous ring I have, and also more incoming. So compared to the Mimic Ring, this ring's better for all the schools, not just Storm. So I highly recommend crafting the ring, and the boots as well is really good. For my pet, I have Mighty Dixie, who's my Mega Clamoring Gulcher. This pet gives me a blade, a windstorm, and an Astrophobia, I think that's what it's called. Also, the pet has Pain Giver, Critical Striker, Storm Boon, Storm Dealer, Storm Striker, and I added a Storm Giver jewel on it. So this pet gives me lots of damage, and it gives me critical as well. So that's my pet I'm currently wearing. Pretty much a straight up damage critical pet, which is awesome to have for a Storm Wizard. For the mount, of course, I am currently wearing the Storm Gulcher. I can't talk again today. I'm sorry, guys. Which is 3% more damage. And, of course, I get that mount boost as well. For deck, I have the Stormy Paradox deck, which is go-to deck for level 130 because of that triangle socket for the pip chance. Gives me more crit, block, health. The usual. Best deck in a game still. If you guys need a deck, this is definitely a deck to have for your max Storm. So that's it for the stats. For my actual deck right now, I have pretty much a standard default deck. I mean, I have a few traps, a few blades, a lot of Tempest, a lot of like AoE hits in here. Just a few heals just in case. This deck is mainly a deck for me helping other people in the game. It's not really like a setup I use always. Usually, if I use a setup as Storm for like certain bosses, I'll throw in like my tower shield, some stun block if I need it. I'll also, depending on the boss, it just all depends on the boss and what deck I use. But this is currently what I have. You guys can slowly look through what I have set up right now. I just threw in a Silent Storm just for giggles. But this is what I'm currently using for anything really to help people do whatever. Just an all-around deck. I just threw in some single hits in there just in case we need it. And my treasure cards, I usually use Elemental Blades. I just don't have it in here for some reason. Elemental Blades are just great to have. They're very handy. You can also use like Storm Blades or some other spells. But yeah, I just usually use Elemental Blades just because it's easy to use, and a lot of bosses have cheats where they steal blades, and it's just handy to have. Of course, I also have those in here, and I always have a reshuffle in. This is a big one. If you have big decks, always throw in at least one reshuffle in. I've seen many maxed wizards don't carry the reshuffles with them, and they pretty much slow the team down by having a small deck and no reshuffle, or having a large deck and no reshuffle, and we're in the battle forever, and then they have to ask a friend to reshuffle them. Never discard this card, always keep it. This card is very handy to have and very useful in late game battle situations, especially during like Devour or Renegade Druid. This spell will save you sometimes if you have a small deck. So it's pretty much what I have. I also got some of these. I crossed out some of them, some of the worthless ones I don't really need to use. Kept the wand hits just so in case I get some weakness added on, I can wand hit and not remove a blade for myself. It's just some random and standard stuff to have in your deck. So yeah, that's pretty much my Storm Wizard's gear and his setup, what he has currently right now as of today. Definitely an improvement from 2 years ago. If you guys see my level 120 gear setup, a huge improvement for my Storm Wizard. I've been kind of grinding and stuff on my max characters, getting them amazing pets like this one. So look forward to the other max gear setups. I plan on doing it for each one of my characters, so all 7 of them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I will be making more. Like and subscribe if you want to see like more tutorials, more content from me. I do plan on doing a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Probably a new Wiz series, I don't know. Up to you guys what you suggest. Comments are always helpful. What you guys want is very helpful. So again, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Nature out.